Greetings, Aries and Aries rising. This is your Western forecast for June 2025. Jupiter is entering Cancer on June the 9th, 2025. It's only in Cancer once every 12 years, and it'll be in Cancer till the end of June 2026. This is a big cosmic event because Jupiter, the planet of expansion and wisdom and traveling, is exalted in the sign of Cancer. So Cancer is the best sign for Jupiter to shine. And it functions more, being Jupiter in Cancer, it's going to function more strongly in very positive ways. And it's in Cancer. And so it's really expanding all things Cancer: home, family, real estate. It can bring in the opportunity for a lot of emotional growth. Now, before I go further with Jupiter in Cancer, and Cancer is 4 signs past past Aries, let's start with where is the sun shining, which I always talk about every month. Because where the sun is shining in your chart is where your attention and priority is most being directed. So for the first 3 weeks of June, the sun is in Gemini, which is 3 signs past Aries. The third sector is the sector of communications and ideas and learning and speaking and writing and even selling. It's where we might look to more short distance traveling, more domestic traveling, like going away for the weekend. Now, the sun will leave Gemini, which can stir up a lot of mental stimulation, a lot of restlessness, a lot of ideas. But on June the 20th, the sun is leaving Gemini and going into Cancer, joining Jupiter. Now, the sun is going to put more of that Jupiter energy into the spotlight from June the 20th to July the 22nd. And in fact, the new moon, it will be in Cancer on June the 25th. So by the end of this month, that Jupiter, Cancer, 4th house energy is really expanding quite a bit. So Cancer, the sun's in Cancer, the new moon's in Cancer, Jupiter's moving into Cancer. Jupiter is all that expansiveness and opportunity. Cancer is 4 signs past Aries. And the 4th represents home, family, real estate. There might be a desire to expand your home, to move into a bigger home, or just moving. There could be a lot of generosity and support from family. That's that 4th house. Now, before I go on and look at Mars and Venus, and Jupiter is also going to be making a stressful angle to Saturn and Neptune in June. Fortunately, it's only happening once because Jupiter will move forwards and then appear to stop in retrograde. But when it retrogrades, it's not going to come back to the beginning of Cancer where you have the Saturn and Neptune. Now, before I continue, if you enjoy these kinds of videos and would like to see more of them, click like and subscribe. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so you can receive the latest postings. All right. So the Jupiter in Cancer, in your 4th, is really expanding your whole emotional well-beingness, a lot of matters with family and real estate. Now, but the Jupiter is going into 0 degrees of Cancer, June the 9th. By June the 15th, it's now at 1 degree of Cancer for that next week or so. At Jupiter at 1 degree of Cancer, is squaring, which is that internal conflict with restricted Saturn at 1 degree of Aries. And right after that is squaring Neptune at 1 degree of Aries. I talked a little bit about the Saturn-Neptune alignment back in last month's video, and I had said it wouldn't be exact until February of 2026. And Saturn and Neptune, many times, because it's part of a 36-year cycle, can be discouraging. Maybe wanting to escape all the heaviness of reality, because the Neptune is the escapism, but Saturn is that reality check. But as I said last month, this Saturn-Neptune alignment is going to bring a lot of positive energies for achieving your goals and your dreams and your aspirations. That's because the reason is Neptune is the dream. Saturn can help you manifest the dream. But Pluto, transformational Pluto, is in the air sign of Aquarius now. In July, Uranus is leaving Taurus and going into the air sign of Gemini. So you're having these two outer planets, I talked about this last month, bringing a lot of positive support to the Saturn and Neptune, which is in Aries, a fire sign. So there's all more this inspiration, a lot of this more protectiveness to the Saturn Neptune, which you're going to start really being able to believe your dreams are possible. So this is also telling me that the world is not going to fall off a cliff, which with all the chaos that's going on now, things will be settling and bringing more positive opportunities. Now, but when the Jupiter is squaring the Saturn-Neptune, it's only going to happen once, because the Jupiter, will go forwards and retrograde, and it's not going to retrograde in the future back, this year, back to that 1 degree of Cancer, squaring the Saturn, squaring the Neptune. So you're going to be feeling this big shift of Jupiter in Cancer, but immediately it's squaring Saturn. There might be a lot of restlessness with your family, your living situation. It could also be feeling kind of restless and worried about your finances. And then you bring in the Neptune, which is bringing in a lot of this anxiety and this uncertainty. So there's a lot of nervousness, and it could be around your living situation, your family situation, but it's not going to be that bad, but you are going to be feeling this push-pull. Why is it going to be that bad? Because your ruling planet Mars, that planet of assertiveness and drive and ambition, Mars rules Aries. So any transit of Mars, you're feeling very personally. And Mars is in the fire sign of Leo, in harmony with Aries, a fire sign. Mars is in Leo from the middle of April, once every 2 years, to June the 17th. So these first couple of weeks, we've got this Mars in Leo, which triggering the 5th house, since Leo is 5 signs past Aries. So it's stimulating a great deal of pleasure and enjoyment and vacationing, risk-taking, going on in adventures. The 5th house is children and romance and parties. So there's a lot of very pleasurable stimulation with the Mars the first 17 days. And the first 20 days, the Sun's in Gemini, which is very favorable for Aries, because Gemini is an air sign, bringing fuel to the fire of Aries so it can expand. So even though Jupiter is going to be in square to Saturn and Neptune, there's a lot of positive energy. Maybe you're just being overwhelmed with about maybe investing in real estate or moving, or big family event, a big family holiday. That could be what the Jupiter in Cancer is trying to bring in right away. But then the square could be making you a bit nervous, but the Sun is protecting you, the Mars is protecting you. Now, on June the 17th, your ruling planet Mars is going into Virgo to August the 6th, once every 2 years. Virgo is 6 signs past Aries. So that assertiveness, that anxiousness, that impatientness of Mars is triggering the 6th house of work and health. Now, with work, Mars is very ego-oriented in many ways and would prefer to work alone, or because you might be feeling some stress and tension with co-workers, but you might be feeling this strong desire to be more independent, to be more self-employed, to start thinking about planning and starting your own business. And then that could go along with the Saturn-Neptune alignment in Aries, which is, you're starting to feel it now. It doesn't peak and start that 36-year cycle till next February, but it's in your first house because Saturn and Neptune alignment is in Aries. You're in Aries or in Aries rising. The first house is new projects, initiating new beginnings. And the Neptune is the dream and the vision, and the Saturn is making it more real and possible. And so you could be really thinking about this June about starting your own business or looking for a job that brings you more independence, maybe like in sales. So you're working on commissions, maybe going into real estate because of selling. And that Jupiter can bring in this luck and protection. So you could be thinking about all these changes going on. And Venus, the planet of love and desire and creativity, Venus is going into Taurus on June the 5th till July the 4th, once a year. Venus is love and romance, but when it's transiting through Taurus, the sign of material goods and material security, that Venus in Taurus can also be representing finances. And it's for Aries and Aries rising. Taurus is the second sign past Aries. The second sector is about cash flow and income, because Taurus is the second sign of the zodiac. And for Aries and Aries rising, the Venus in Taurus is moving into the second sector. So you're really thinking about how to increase your income, how to make more money. And it could even be about starting your own business with Jupiter in the 4th house, maybe something that deals with land and property, food and nurturing others. That could be the 4th house. But also, a home business, working out of your home. Now, with that Sun in Gemini, the first 3 weeks, you're doing a lot of discussion and planning and thinking. And with that Mars in the 5th house, the first 2 weeks, that's very positive for taking a risk. And then Mars in the 6th house, you're really feeling compelled to take action with new work activities. But I also said the 6th house can deal with body maintenance. And Mars is the athletic energy, the robust, aggressive, assertive energies. And if you stay grounded and focused and not overly impulsive, because impulsive energies with Mars in the 6th might pull some muscles, some injuries. But because there's a lot of this positive energies that I've been talking about, then this is really favorable for more for strengthening the body through physical exercise, maybe, and Virgo is also about technique. And so you could be thinking about getting a trainer, a physical fitness trainer, or joining a gym, and there could be showing you how to use the various machines to really develop your technique so you can build more strength with your muscles. And the first house represents the physical body, and that Saturn-Neptune, part of the vision of doing your own thing, maybe having your own business, could also be really focusing, a major beginning focus on how to strengthen the body with more self-improvement. I want to thank you for watching. If you like information on how to book an astrology reading or to check out my 2-question offer, visit my website at gardino.co. That's .co. Until next month, be safe and well.